On SportsCenter, it's SGA.
Shai, you guys had chances tonight. What'd you make just of the battle that this was and some areas for improvement moving forward to Wednesday?
Yeah, quality opponent. We knew it was going to be a dogfight. We just got to be better. Me in particular have to play better, especially against a team of this caliber. Yeah, nothing more than that.
How'd you feel about just pace, tempo, both up the floor and in the half court offensively?
Yeah, exactly what I expected. Fast. They play very fast. Yeah, exactly what I expected in the game. Just got to be better out there.
Shai, it looked like you were maybe a little more hesitant than usual attacking early on and then got more aggressive as the game went on. Obviously, they pose a huge challenge defensively. Like, what's your process of feeling out a game like that and how they're playing you?
Yeah, I just try to take what the defense gives me. I think earlier they were heavier in the gaps, and I had a lot of sprays for open shooters more so, and then I think they loosened up as the game went on, and I was able to find my cracks. Yeah, it's got to be better when I get those cracks, I think.
You talked before about enjoying finding ways to get better as a player, but also just throughout a series, how much do you enjoy the problem-solving aspect of finding ways to be effective against a specific team like this?
Yeah, that's what it's about. That's what this time of year is about. Like, it's the highest level of basketball, and you're going to find out exactly what type of player you are, what type of competitor you are, and exactly what you need to get better at. And it's no different this time of year around.
You talked about the problem solving. Mark mentioned, obviously, Wemby's not an easy guy to go against, but you guys playing them that early in the season, you found a bit of a groove of sort of understanding how to attack him a little bit better. Is there like a feeling out process or like an adjustment period against a shot blocker like that?
Yeah, you just got to be aggressive, also just be smart, I think, more than anything. He obviously is very big at the rim, but we still found cracks in it at times. We just got to be willing to work possessions and make sure we get the best shot each time down, and just be patient with that.
Shai, I'm not sure what was more impressive, Alex's defense on Wemby or his shooting tonight. What did you like better?
I can't pick either. It was a great game from Alex. Sad it went to waste. But yeah, he played his butt off tonight. I'm proud of him. But I expect that from Alex, especially this time of year. He always brings it.
The way he played, the way Jalen first came back after the hamstring, to have the guys around you have some, encouraging games, and you guys go to double overtime even on a night you're not pleased with your performance. Is that sort of encouraging to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I know what my teammates are capable of, what we're capable of as a team when we bring it. It's just unfortunate I wasn't able to bring my best game tonight, but that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you're your best version, sometimes you're not. You got to roll with the punches, don't get discouraged, and stay true to who you are.
You mentioned you found your cracks a little bit later. How tough is it to prepare a shoot over a guy with that kind of length? And one, the things that you did find, is that something you think you can take for the rest of the series with you?
The second part of your question, I probably wouldn't want to say in public, just 'cause I don't want to give any answers away. But yeah, it's obviously challenging. It's very tall, very long, deters a lot of things at the rim. Like I said before, you got to be smart when you go in there. Be patient, but also be aggressive and don't be too timid in there. I think you get caught worrying about it too much and you lose aggression, and that's where they really a stranglehold on the game. You got to be able to be aggressive but also be smart.
Obviously, the wounds are still fresh from this game, but how do you sort of bounce back, or how do you use the experience you guys had last year in sort of similar environments, game one against Denver and Indiana, where sort of similar games where it comes down to the end and it just doesn't go your way?
Yeah, I mean, we've been in this situation before, so this feeling's not really new, but it's also a completely different basketball team. But I think that the thing that remains the same is we have to get better with each game. We have to learn the mistakes from the wins and the losses, tonight the losses, and continue to get better. We did that in the previous two when we lost game one. We have to do so again this series if we want to give ourselves a chance.
You mentioned that obviously you guys have been here before. What do you remember about your first playoff loss of your career and just how your mindset has shifted since then?
I honestly don't even remember my first loss was to Golden State with Steph and Katie and them, but I don't really remember how it went, to be honest. I honestly don't remember, but I've changed a lot since then.
Shai, you mentioned you can't let Wemby take your aggression away. What got you going like midway through the fourth quarter?
Honestly, I feel like they loosened up a bit in their coverages, and I just felt it was what the game needed to try to be aggressive, touch the paint, make plays. Didn't make enough of them tonight, personally, but I think that's what the game needed.
The Thunder's 9-game playoff win streak, which goes back to Game 7 of the 2025 NBA Finals, has obviously now come to an end. It was their longest streak since moving to Oklahoma City, which was back in 2009. They will look to bounce back.
For Coach of the Year, Mitch Johnson.
It was a competitive game. It felt like both teams just kept doing enough to not be put away and kept doing enough to let the other team know they were trying to pull away. It got to the point probably sometime at the end of that fourth quarter, it just felt like it was a war of wills. And there was a level of mental toughness that was exuded by both teams. And almost sometimes, like in football, they say it's just at some point the time runs out. It felt like everybody kept scoring. But the bench was great for us. We needed every second from everybody that played. And then those 5 guys, I don't know what it is, one of you probably do, but they played maybe the last 15 or so odd game time minutes. And their legs got wobbly, but they composed themselves and finished strong. And that was a heck of a game to be a part of.
And then by this point, are you at all, I suppose you're not surprised anymore about the way Victor is able to rise to these moments as they come along in his career. Just every big moment, he seems to rise to that occasion and meet the moment.
I thought his level of physicality and execution through physicality was tremendous. His rebounding obviously shows itself in the box score, but was off the charts defensively. He was in a stance almost all night. And I thought he did a good job of, and the guys along with him, just being stubborn in terms of they made some shots, and they did, obviously, you got to give up something when you try to take things away. And at times when they made shots or they made us pay for whatever we were trying to do, we stuck with it. And he led the way. That's 49 big minutes, and it was high level for the majority of those.
What was the key defensively against SGA? It seems like a lot of different guys took turns on him.
Yeah, we tried to keep guys fresh on him and just make it hard for him. I mean, he's so dynamic, gets the spots. One of the best I've ever seen in terms of angles and being able to take up space and use your physicality against you in terms of leverage. I thought we did a good job of trying to contest without fouling and make him take tough shots, and he's going to make shots, and sometimes he misses shots. You may not have anything to do with it, but you're just trying to make him work.
Mitch, I'm glad to see your voice has survived 2 overtime somehow. There's a lot of fans from around the world that are going to start watching at this point. A lot of them have maybe seen clips of Victor, but haven't really sat down to watch a game with him. Can you explain for a lot of those people the essence of what made him so special tonight?
I think that young man he has a rare desire to step into every moment that's in front of him. And I think he has showed in his 3 years in a lot of different situations with a lot of different circumstances that he's going to attack those moments. Doesn't mean they'll always work out for him or be exactly the outcome that he wants, but he has some rare God-given ability. He puts in even more work and preparation into try to maximizing that. And his disposition and mentality and approach is reflected at times in the way he handles those moments.
Mitch,